Have you ever noticed that quiet feeling just beneath the surface of, daily life?
Like a subtle hum,
Exactly. And this sense that there's something more inside us, like it's just waiting.
waiting to unfold.
Yeah, reminds me of holding a tiny seed. So small.
But holding so much potential.
The potential for a huge tree, really. And for us, well, for what we can become.
Right.
Our own way of feeling fulfilled.
And what resonates there, for me, is this Buddhist understanding of karma.
Karma.
But maybe not in the way it's often thought of. Not as some fixed destiny.
Okay. How that?
It's more this intricate dance, cause and effect. Every thought we cultivate, every action we take, it's like planting a seed.
A seed in the garden of our life.
Precisely. So when we look around at our current situation, our reality, we're actually seeing the harvest.
Your results of what we've planted before.
Exactly. So the gentle question, the inquiry becomes, what kind of garden are we tending? What seeds are we consciously sowing?
That really puts the power back in our hands, doesn't it? It reminds me of Siddhartha Gautama's story.
Ah, yes.
He had everything, materially speaking, luxury, but he felt something was missing, a deeper pull.
A calling beyond the surface.
And his journey to understanding, to enlightenment, it wasn't passive. He didn't just wait.
No, it involved discipline, consistent practice.
Right. His own rituals like meditation, deep thinking.
Introspection, yes. These were active steps, preparing the ground, you could say.
Preparing for that awakening. And that feels so relevant for all of us, on our own paths, looking for that meaningful change.
It truly does. And if we bring that big idea right down to our daily lives, think about our mornings. How do we start today? Is it intentional, purposeful, or more reactive, just rushing into things?
Often the latter, I suspect. We rely on motivation, maybe.
We often do. But motivation, as we know, it comes and goes. It ebbs and flows.
Right. It's not always there when you need it.
Exactly. So the invitation here is to see how creating consistent rituals, how that can build a more solid foundation.
Something more sustainable.
Yes. It suggests that this success, this fulfillment we're seeking, it isn't accidental. It's the natural result of deliberate cultivation, of these habits we nurture day in, day out.
It really does make you stop and think, am I being the gardener of my own life?
Or are we letting the weeds, the less helpful patterns, take over?
Yeah. Which brings us to this idea of ritual. What does that really mean? It feels like more than just routine.
It is, much more. A routine can be mechanical. A ritual is infused with meaning, with intention.
Okay. Can you give an example?
Think of simple things. Lighting a candle when you sit down to work. Saying a quiet word of thanks before eating.
Or maybe reciting an affirmation, something that grounds you.
Precisely. These acts become bridges, connecting where we are now with where we aspire to be.
That's a lovely way to put it. Bridges.
And what's fascinating is that science is catching up to this ancient wisdom.
How so? Neuroscience.
Yes. Research is showing how rituals can actually calm our nervous system. They help reduce stress.
Okay.
They enhance focus. And they can even help literally rewire our brains for more resilience.
Wow. So it's not just a feeling.
No, there are physiological changes. It's like the ritual creates a kind of sacred space in time.
Sacred space. I like that.
Yeah.
Where the usual noise fades a bit.
Exactly. The everyday worries quiet down and a sense of possibility can emerge. Think about cortisol, the stress hormone.
Right.
Consistent rituals can help regulate it.
So something like a consistent morning routine. It's not just about getting stuff done efficiently.
Far from it. It's a message you send yourself.
What kind of message?
I matter. My well-being matters. My intentions are worthy of this time and energy.
That's powerful. And it's those small daily acts that lead to the big shifts over time.
They compound.
Yeah.
Now, some people might hear ritual or structure and feel resistant, like it's confining.
Yeah, I can see that. Like it takes away spontaneity.
But it's almost the opposite, isn't it? Think of a river. It needs banks to guide its flow, to give it direction and power. Without banks, the water just spreads out, loses its force.
Ah, so the structure provides freedom in a way.
Yeah.
Direction.
Precisely. Rituals provide that gentle guidance for our energy, our attention. And it's crucial to remember, it starts small.
You don't have to overhaul your whole life overnight.
Not at all. Every great journey begins with one step.
Right.
Maybe it's just 5 minutes of quiet breathing or writing down one thing you're grateful for.
Consistency over perfection.
Absolutely. Just showing up. That's the key.
So as we dive deeper now, maybe take a moment, listeners too, just gently picture that future self.
The qualities you hope to embody.
Yeah, the kind of life that feels truly resonant. Because these rituals, they can be the pathway there, helping nurture those very qualities.
A conscious path forward.
Exactly. So we talked about planting seeds, setting intentions. Now, how do we keep tending that garden?
That leads us beautifully into the Buddhist concept of right effort.
Right effort. What does that involve? It sounds effortful.
Well, yes and no. It's not about frantic striving or hustle. It's more about conscious, deliberate energy, wisely applied.
Okay. Applied towards what?
Towards aligning our actions with our deeper purpose. It's like a practical blueprint for sustainable growth, for well-being.
A blueprint. I like that. Does it break down further?
It does. It guides us in 4 key areas. And interestingly, it's not just about adding things, but also about letting go.
Okay, what's the first area?
Preventing negative thoughts from arising, or at least from taking root.
The mental weeds we were talking about.
Exactly. Our minds can so easily get tangled in worry, doubt, judgment. These patterns drain our energy.
They really do. So how does right effort suggest we handle that?
Through mindfulness, practices like meditation or reflective journaling, creating a ritual around observing our thoughts.
Observing them without getting swept away.
Yes, noticing them without judgment and gently redirecting our focus. Think of someone like Steve Jobs. His practice of quiet reflection each morning. That wasn't just downtime. It was actively creating clarity, clearing the mental clutter.
Which allows for innovation, for better focus.
Precisely. And again, the starting point can be simple. 5 minutes of focused breathing each day. That's a powerful ritual.
Okay, so preventing the negative. What's next?
Abandoning harmful habits that are already present.
Right. The patterns that hold us back.
Buddhist thought points to attachment as a source of suffering. And often, our struggles come from being attached to habits that don't serve us anymore.
Like too much screen time, procrastination, unhealthy eating.
All of those, potentially. Rituals can be powerful tools to counteract these. They create new patterns.
Like replacing an old habit with a new one.
Exactly. Instead of automatically checking your phone when you feel bored, maybe the ritual is to take 3 deep breaths or stretch.
I read about James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits.
Oh, I guess.
His ritual of writing down 3 small wins each day. That seems relevant here.
Very much so. It's a ritual designed to shift focus. From scarcity, from what's wrong, to abundance, to what's working, what you're accomplishing, even small things.
It rewires your perspective.
It does. And anchoring new desired behaviors to existing triggers.
Yeah.
That's key. Like, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 5 minutes. It makes it concrete.
Okay, so prevent negative thoughts, abandon harmful habits. What's the third area?
Nurturing positive qualities. Actively cultivating them.
So it's not just about removing the bad stuff.
No, true flourishing involves actively growing the good. Virtues like patience, resilience, compassion, kindness.
How do rituals help with that?
Think of Oprah Winfrey. Her commitment to daily prayer and meditation rituals,
Right.
She connects it directly to belief. She says, you don't become what you want, you become what you believe. And rituals shape belief.
By reinforcing those positive states.
Yes. So the suggestion is identify a quality you want to cultivate. Maybe
Yeah.
it's resilience. Then design a small ritual around it. Perhaps consciously doing one slightly uncomfortable thing each day to build that muscle.
Embracing discomfort intentionally, that builds resilience over time.
It does. Small, consistent steps.
Okay, and the fourth aspect of right effort.
Maintaining the positive qualities that are already there. Keeping the momentum going.
Perseverance. Because it's a long game, right?
Absolutely. It's an ongoing journey. Rituals provide the structure, the gentle accountability to stay on the path.
Like the Japanese idea of kaizen, continuous improvement.
Exactly like Kaizen. Small daily improvements add up enormously. Writing 200 words a day, taking a 10-minute walk, spending 5 minutes tidying up.
It doesn't seem like much individually, but over weeks, months.
It's transformative. And the key fuel for maintaining momentum is connecting these rituals to a larger sense of purpose. Why are you doing this?
That why keeps you going when motivation fades.
It does. There's a story about an entrepreneur, let's call her Sarah. She started weaving mindful rituals into her very busy days. A quiet cup of tea with mindful breathing in the morning, visualizing her priorities, gratitude practice, and evening reflection.
Simple things, really.
Simple but intentional. And the results were significant. Less stress, more productivity, a renewed sense of passion for her work.
It really shows how these principles work in a modern context.
It does, and science backs this up too. Beyond just stress reduction, rituals boost confidence.
Like athletes before a game or performers backstage.
Precisely those kinds of things. They're creating an optimal state.
Yeah.
And even shared rituals in families, communities, they strengthen bonds, reinforce values.
So when we look at successful people, innovators, leaders,
Yeah.
it often wasn't just luck or talent.
Often no, there was method. There was this conscious weaving of intention, of discipline into their daily lives through practice, through ritual.
Which brings the question back to us, doesn't it? To the listener.
What rituals might you adopt? What small, meaningful practices could nurture your own unique path?
Maybe it is getting up a bit earlier for some quiet time.
Or starting a simple journal.
Or just pausing for stillness during the day.
It's recognizing that these daily choices, they are actively shaping who you become tomorrow, next week, next year.
So how do we actually design a ritual, one that works for us?
It's about creating your own blueprint, one that truly resonates. Start by reflecting. What genuinely gives you energy?
Okay.
What challenges consistently seem to hold you back? And what does success or fulfillment really look like for you? Go beyond just the material. Think emotional, spiritual, relational well-being too.
So get clear on the vision first.
Yes. Then maybe think about anchoring your day. Those first moments can be so powerful.
Meditation.
Could be a few minutes of quiet meditation, maybe visualizing the day unfolding positively, or a simple gratitude practice, just noting 3 things you appreciate.
Or affirmations, speaking empowering statements.
If that resonates, yes. The key is setting an intention for the day.
Okay, anchor the day. What else?
Infusing meaning into the mundane. This connects to sati mindfulness.
Sati. Bringing awareness to the present.
Exactly. Fully inhabiting the present moment, whatever you're doing. Washing dishes, walking to work, listening to someone. Can you bring your full, non-judgmental awareness to it?
Treat everyday acts as practice.
Yes. And then building momentum with micro habits.
Those tiny actions.
Tiny, consistent actions. So small they feel easy. Read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, write 1 sentence, drink a glass of water.
Things that are hard to say no to.
Exactly. They build self-efficacy and compound over time. Remember Kaizen, continuous small improvements.
Right, and finally,
Ending the day with reflection. A closing ritual.
like journaling again.
Could be. Or just mentally reviewing. Celebrate the small wins. What went well? What did I learn from challenges? Maybe set a gentle intention for tomorrow. It creates closure and prepares you for rest.
It makes the whole day feel more complete.
Yeah.
Purposeful.
And this process, it can bridge that gap we sometimes feel between the spiritual and the material.
How do you mean?
Think of the Japanese tea ceremony, Shanoyu.
Okay.
On the surface, it's making and drinking tea, but it's imbued with such deep intention, presence, reverence. It elevates a simple act into something profound.
Fostering mindfulness and gratitude through the ritual itself.
Exactly. And we can bring that same quality, that same intention to our activities, treating a client meeting as a chance for genuine connection, viewing a workout not as punishment, but as self-care, dedicating truly focused time to relationships.
Infusing the ordinary with meaning. It counters the idea that rituals are only for monks or something.
Absolutely. They're powerful catalysts for success in the world too. They direct our energy, sharpen our focus. Remember the riverbanks.
Right, providing direction and power.
Tony Robbins has his priming ritual each morning. It's intense, involving movement, gratitude, visualization.
And he attributes a lot of his drive and success to that consistent practice.
He does. It shows how these practices fuel achievement. But importantly, they also help us redefine what success even means. It's not just external markers.
It includes inner peace, contribution.
Yes, a sense of wholeness, a feeling of contributing to something beyond ourselves.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, these rituals, they're more than just habits.
They're declarations, quiet declarations of sovereignty over your own life.
Affirming that we're not just passive bystanders, we are actively shaping our path.
Imagine, just for a moment,
Yeah.
your life 1 year from today. If you committed to one small, meaningful ritual, starting now, consistently, what might be different?
That's a powerful thought.
And the beauty is, it's accessible. Right now, you don't need anything special, no equipment, no gurus.
Just willingness.
Just the willingness to start small, to
Right.
be consistent, to listen to your own heart.
So the invitation is really just to identify that first step, your first ritual.
Yes, What feels authentic to you right now? What small act could you infuse with intention starting today or tomorrow?
Trust that inner knowing.
Exactly. The whole journey of transformation begins right there with that
Yeah.
single conscious step. And know that you're not alone on this path.